Folks, welcome in. Appreciate you guys joining me here on a live reaction. We got a Mount Polumbus Speaks live reaction to Denver Nuggets moves of the day. Denver Nuggets, I woke up this morning not expecting to hear the news that we got. Denver Nuggets made two big moves today that surprised me. One of them didn't really surprise me. The other definitely did surprise me. The Denver Nuggets have moved on from fan favorite and NBA champion Michael Porter Jr. They have traded away Michael Porter Jr. to the Brooklyn Nets for Cameron Johnson. And in addition to giving up Michael Porter Jr., the Nets will receive a 2032 first-round pick. These are big, big moves. In addition to that, the Denver Nuggets brought back fan favorite Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown bounced around the league last year. He ended up playing on three teams. He was out there with the Pacers, with the Raptors, and with New Orleans, and could not quite find a home. Appreciate all you guys chiming in with the comments already. Brandon, I see you. Can't believe the Nets made this deal. Tip the spear. Good to see you, my buddy. And Brandon Bortles, upgrade and cheaper. Bruce Brown definitely wants to be here. Bruce loves the Denver Nuggets. Bruce has kept a 2-hour highlight reel on his phone of all of his made shots with Denver Nuggets during the championship season that he would watch before games last year. And it's been no secret that Bruce has been wanting to come back to the Denver Nuggets. I think this is a steal. I love getting Bruce Brown back. They got him back on a vet minimum deal, and the Michael Porter Jr. trade is the real blockbuster move of the day. Before I get into anything further and give you guys my thoughts, as always, need to take a quick second here and thank the title sponsor of Mount Polumbus Speaks. Couldn't do this without Safeway. Safeway's been my favorite local grocer, serving Colorado families since 1926. From fresh produce to tender cuts of meat, Safeway offers local fruits and vegetables from Colorado farms and serves Colorado Proud Angus beef. Safeway proudly supports Colorado farms and local small businesses, from Aloth corn and Rocky Ford melons to Palisade peaches. So know that when you shop at Safeway, you support local businesses. Learn more at Safeway.com or shop in store today, and make sure you download that Safeway app, because if you don't have it on your phone, you're missing out on a great opportunity to save a bunch of money, and they make it super easy to order online. They save my order. I order about once a week, add 3 or 4 new items. I'm done in 5 minutes, and before I know it, it's sitting on my doorstep if I don't feel like going to the grocery store. So they make it super easy, and you save a boatload of money. Okay, I got to be honest. I did not see this coming. And I'm very, very pleasantly surprised. I really had a very, very strong gut feeling, just based off all the pressers that we'd had, based off every time Josh Kroenke had gotten in front of a microphone, when Ben Tenzer had gotten in front of a microphone, when John Wallace had gotten in front of a microphone. It really felt like these guys were setting us up to prepare us to run this Denver Nuggets team back. And I felt like there were very few things that this front office was going to be able to do, given the circumstances of what they had. A max contract with Michael Porter Jr. Moving on from that is enormous. And I had prepared myself to have this same core back. And now what you've got, and I wasn't very excited about that, by the way, because it did feel like this Denver Nuggets team had run its course. It felt like they had done everything they possibly could, and they really needed a shakeup. Tip of the spear said it looks like Josh heard the noise and decided they had to do something. He's psyched about it. I agree with you. Keep in mind that Josh Kroenke has a tremendous relationship with Michael Porter Jr. They are buddies. I mean, they are flat out friends. They're both Missouri guys. Josh Kroenke has got a ton of love for Michael Porter Jr. And before I get into the specifics of the trade, and I make it sound like I'm excited to no longer have Michael Porter Jr. on this basketball team, I do want to take a quick second and just say thanks to Michael Porter Jr. for his contribution to everything he did for this Nuggets team. Listen, he is a champion. and he's a huge part of what this Nuggets team has been able to do over the last few years. Have there been frustrations? Yeah, there have. Have there been moments where he has flat out disappeared in the biggest of games and the biggest of playoff series? Absolutely, there have been. Have there been a lot of great moments along the way? Yeah. Has Michael Porter Jr. contributed at a very high level? Yes. Did Michael Porter Jr. play through extreme pain and extreme injury and prove to really be nothing but a reliable basketball player in terms of his availability? Yes, he did. Listen, Michael Porter Jr. had 3 back surgeries and drop foot, and he did nothing but show up game in and game out and give his best. I was frustrated with Michael Porter Jr., and I was ready to move on from Michael Porter Jr. I did not think that the Denver Nuggets would be able to move on from Michael Porter Jr., and they found a way. They found a way to move on from Michael Porter Jr. for another dude that really is Michael Porter Jr., but a little bit better on the defensive end, and just a little bit less streaky. Cameron Johnson is a streaky basketball player. He's also a 3-point shooter. It's freaking amazing when you look at the stats of these two players, how similar these two guys are. You get why it more or less feels like a player-for-player swap. The Denver Nuggets did include a 2032 first-round draft pick, but who the hell knows where they're going to be in 2032? That feels so far off. I couldn't care less about that first-round draft pick that we gave up. And the main reason why you had to give up that first-round draft pick was to give so that the Nets would take on the contract, so that they would take on the money of Michael Porter Jr. But check out these stats between these two players. Now, actually, Cameron Johnson, he was not quite as reliable in terms of his availability as Michael Porter Jr. He did not play in as many games. Matter of fact, he missed quite a few games last year. Cam Johnson played in 57 games. Michael Porter Jr. played in 77. Points per game. Now, this is where it gets really eerie. These two players are nearly identical, statistically speaking. Points per game, Cam Johnson, 18.8. Michael Porter Jr., 18.2. Both averaged 18 points per game. Assists per game. Cam Johnson is slightly less at 4.3, whereas Michael Porter Jr. had excuse me, I'm reading the wrong stat line there. Cam Johnson was slightly ahead of him with 3.4. Michael Porter Jr. had 2.1. Steals per game. They both averaged a little bit less than 1 steal per game. Blocks per game, 0.4, 0.5. Field goal percentage, damn near identical. 0.475 for Cam versus 0.504 for Michael Porter Jr. And 3-point percentage, which is what Michael Porter Jr. was on this team for, nearly identical. Cam Johnson, 0.39. Michael Porter Jr., 0.395. Free throw percentage, Cam slightly better. I won't keep going. You guys get the gist here. These two players are freaking identical, statistically speaking. Jake says Cam Johnson is more to his game than standing in the corner and shooting threes. And I would agree with that. Michael Porter Jr., for me, the biggest frustration for him is he doesn't know how to create his own shot. He's a spot shooter that would stand in the corner and wait for somebody to dish him the rock. If he got an open shot, he was usually pretty good at it. I think Cam Johnson is slightly better at creating his own shot. He is definitely better on the defensive end, but from what I've been told, Cam Johnson leaves some to be desired defensively as well. But it should be a significant improvement from Michael Porter Jr. on the defensive end. Whereas Michael Porter Jr. would get targeted defensively, I do not expect Cam Johnson to get targeted defensively the way that Michael Porter Jr. was. Look, Michael was dealing with so many injuries that he just couldn't move. He was between the drop foot and the 3 back surgeries, the dude couldn't move. So I'm really excited about the Nuggets' moves. And I guess that's because I prepared myself for this team to run it back, and that felt like it just did not make sense. Something was missing on this basketball team, and it was time to shake it up. You couldn't try to run it back for the 3rd straight year with the exact same core and think that nothing was going to change. You know, bringing Bruce Brown back, that feels – it's got the potential to be as big of a deal as the trade. You know, I'm not a Russell Westbrook hater. I think Russell Westbrook did a lot of great things for the Denver Nuggets, and I would not be entirely opposed, to the Nuggets considering bringing Russell Westbrook back, even still. But the reality is, Russ is a big personality. That's the best way I could put it. He's not toxic. I'm not saying he's a locker room problem, but he definitely doesn't fit like a glove in the locker room the way that Bruce Brown does. Bruce Brown is going to walk back in that locker room and he's going to fit like a glove. That's what he was when he was here. That's what he's going to be when he comes back. Now, I don't expect Bruce Brown to be a savior by any means. Listen, there were 3 teams last year that all decided that Bruce Brown wasn't good enough for them. How much of that was the fact that he was getting paid over $20 million? A lot of it. And the fact that he's now playing on a league minimum deal for the Nuggets, it's going to feel like a much more appropriate deal. Jake says, would be interesting to see how Cam Johnson's defense improves playing with Jokic. No way that man comes in here and puts a bad effort in while playing alongside Jokic. Yeah, that's the beauty of having a guy like Nikola. Everybody is going to be better when you play with a guy like Nikola Jokic. And I could actually see both Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Johnson's numbers improving slightly given their new teams and given their new circumstances. But it was as simple as this. This Nuggets team, they needed a shakeup. They needed a shakeup in a bad way. And they got it. Realistically speaking, this is as big of a shakeup as you could possibly get. So for Ben Tenzer and John Wallace, 2 guys that I was underwhelmed by their opening pressers. I'm not going to say that it was bad by any means, but I just didn't walk away feeling like, wow, we got 2 alphas in the room. Felt a little bit cloudy. It felt like who's in charge. You got 2 cooks in the kitchen. Who gets to decide the ingredients? Well, for their first moves as a cohesive unit, as whatever this 2-headed monster of a GM is for the Denver Nuggets, I would say they knocked it out of the park. And the Nuggets still have got a couple open roster spots on this team. They've got the ability to still add a mid-level exemption, and they freed up a whole lot of money. So by getting rid of Michael Porter Jr. now, the beauty is that gives you money to work with. You could have waited, and I've seen a lot of fans out there that don't like the deal. I've seen a lot of fans out there that are just very, very loyal to Michael Porter Jr., and I get it. But I think those fans are not really in touch with how big of a shakeup this team needs. They just need it. It's static, man. It's at some point things just got to be different. You can't keep trying to run it back with the exact same thing and expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So grateful to Michael Porter Jr., but really, really excited about the future of this Denver Nuggets team, and tip of the cap to these 2 GMs. Well, neither one of them have a GM title. They both have got executive vice president titles, but this 2-headed monster of whatever this GM role is between these 2 guys, I give them an A+. I really, really do. It's not over. The Nuggets are still going to be making moves. They still can add a mid-level exemption player. I've heard some speculation about maybe even a DeAndre Ayton. It feels like a lot is relying on De'Ron Holmes this year, getting him back, getting him healthy, being able to take Nikola Jokic off the court, having a backup center in the game that we feel like we're not going to lose the game every single time Nikola Jokic takes 2 minutes off the court. And if De'Ron Holmes can be the player that he was drafted to be, well, now he gets to spell both Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic. He can swap in and out between that 4 and that 5 spot, and this Denver Nuggets team is feeling a whole lot better. So they're still going to have to rely on some younger players, and you're still going to have to develop guys like Julian Strother and Jalen Pickett. And that's David Adelman's number one job. He's got to develop the younger players on this roster in a better manner than Michael Malone did. I like Michael Malone a lot, but he did not have the time, the space, or the energy to develop these younger players. And in the early parts of the season, that's going to be David Adelman's number one job, is developing the younger players. Because what was the difference between Oklahoma City, the Pacers, and the Nuggets this year? Well, it certainly wasn't the core. The core was capable of winning a championship. The Denver Nuggets core was capable of winning a championship. The difference was far and away the bench and the depth. You saw the two deepest teams in the NBA facing off for a championship, and the Nuggets don't have that. They're still not going to be able to add a bunch of depth. They're still limited in what they can do. So David Adelman has got to develop these younger basketball players into reliable players that you can count on, that the Nuggets are not going to lose a 12-point swing every time they take a starter or two off the court. So that's kind of my emergency update for you guys today. We'll keep it quick. We'll keep it fast. I'll get in and I'll get out. Again, quick thank you to Safeway, the title sponsor, Mount Polumbus Speaks, and thank you to you guys that watch. If you've not subscribed to the podcast, please hit that link in my bio on X. Go on over to YouTube and hit subscribe. That's where all my content lives, and I put out content that is unique only on that platform. So if you enjoy what I do, know that you'd be doing me a favor, and you're doing yourself a solid as well, to make sure you don't miss out on any future content. Okay, I'll be back with you guys again here in a day or two. For now, that's it. I'm excited about the Denver Nuggets moves, and I hope you guys are